Hey all, Lost Same Man R35 coming at you from Two Guys Reviews, and this is Zombie Talk! And today we are doing the ultimate guide for Mob of the Dead. And this is going to include every single unlockable weapon, the Golden Spork, the Hell's Redeemer, which is the blue Tomahawk, the Easter egg, Pop Goes the Weasel, everything. We're going to go over that. I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to activate all three dogs. First one being right here on Broadway on the second level. And I'm going to make this video as quick as possible, but there's a lot of things that we do that I wanted to show you. I'm not going to go over like how to get the Warden's Key and build the plane and, you know, activate the Johnny Cash song. These are things I figured that most people would know how to do by now. But if you guys do need help, I will do like a beginner's guide just to show you how to do everything, like build the Acid Gat kit and the Riot Shield as well. But second dog is right here down at the docks. And we're just feeding the dog. It takes 6 zombies to feed the dog. And I hate when that happens. It's like the worst thing ever. You go down while you're drinking jug, which sucks. And you just hear the "Arr!" and the dog disappears and that symbol glows red. And now we're going to go on to the third part, which is the very third and last dog, which is in the infirmary.
I know I need this. How I know? I don't.
And there he is right there, right up by the roof. Also, if you didn't know how to open the roof, I just figured I'd include this real quick because Oscar was right there and wound up doing it. You go into Afterlife and you find the portal on the side of the infirmary and just zap that. And if anybody wants Deadshot, there it is. You can power that up as well. And now we're just feeding that dog, and we're building plane parts as we're doing all of this. And I made one hell of a revive on Chewy, who went down there. By the way, everybody who's playing right now is Oscar Meyer 1, myself, Chewy30, who is my YouTube partner, and Buck Huntsman, who is our A zombie student. There it is. There's a Hell's Retriever. Just in case you didn't see it, I'll show you from a different angle from when I think I got it. But it's downstairs, like if you go through laundry, or if you go from the side of the Warden's office, and you'll see that this area is open now. And voila! There is the Retriever. Now you're going to want to get the 5 blue glowing skulls, which you can only see in Afterlife. We just happen to know all of the locations of these, and I'll point them out as I get to them. What I'm doing right now is well, apparently I'm getting double tap, but after I do that, I'm going up to spawn. And this is how you get the free Blundergat, and also how you get... This is actually the first part of the Easter egg. You have to do this. Well, the first part other than the Hell's Retriever, that is. But I'm on my way to spawn, and it's right over here. And you'll see a regular skull, and on top of the toilet there's an invisible skull. And every time you pick one of these up, you're going to hear a ka-ching, and you'll see this glowing skull coming towards you. Unfortunately, you can't see it in theater mode. And then your character will comment on it. Another one's on top of the pole.
Interesting.
See, you hear the ka-ching, and he said interesting. And I'm going to switch over to Oscar right now, who's going to get the remaining 3. The first one's on the roof right here. I'm sorry, this is the third one. My bad. It's right on the corner of the roof.
What is this about?
And again, you heard the ka-ching and what is this about. And we're going to fast forward a little bit here. Actually, I'm going to skip ahead to when he's down here. There's Johnny Cash in the background. Hell yeah. And it's on top of... This is the hardest one to get, and even he missed it on the first try. Easiest way to do it is double charge your Tomahawk and jump and throw it. And it's right on top of that lamppost. And you just got it there. And the 5th and last one is right down in the docks here. And It's right on top of that pillar. There you go. Once you get all 5, you hear the laugh in the background. And then you go to the warden's office, and as soon as you get into the warden's office, the desk will catch on fire, and out rises the Blundergat. Now, what I'm going to do now, and what everybody needs to do at this point to continue the Easter egg, is you have to go over to the island at least once to get to the next step. Also, when I picked up the Blundergat, you heard the warden say, "I'm coming for you, prisoner 872B." So remember that. That's prisoner number 872. That's important for later. That number. And now we're just getting all the rest of the parts of the plane. And we're going to go over to the bridge at least once, because you can't go any further with the Easter egg until at least you go over there once. Right now, Buck is building the Acid Gat kit right behind Electric Cherry. And I'm just going to plug mine in there. So now my Blundergat becomes the Acid Gat. And then when I go over to pack it, it'll become the Vitriolic Withering, which is like the ultimate version of it. So now here we're all ready to go over. This is our very first time going over. Sorry I'm cutting through this whole match, but it was a long one, folks. I mean, we went to, I think, 36, and then finished it on Easter egg. It was actually so long that the theater mode didn't record the whole game. So I will actually be switching to another game halfway through this. And here we are on the bridge for the first time. And I'm just going to pack all my stuff here. Pack the Tommy gun. Tommy gun's a great one to pack because you could always get more ammo for it. Becomes the Speakeasy. And the Acid Gat becomes the almighty Vitriolic Withering. You don't have to do that in that order either. You can pack the... you could actually get the Blundergat and then pack it, and then it becomes something else. I forget what it is. And then do the Acid Gat kit on it, and it'll automatically become the Vitriolic Withering. Either way, I'm leaving the island now. Or the island. I'm leaving the bridge right now. And I'm going back, and now I can continue on with the spoons, and this is how you get the golden spork, and how you learn the other prisoner number that is missing. 2 of the characters, both Sal and Finn, have their prisoner numbers on their actual, like, uniforms, and Billy and Weasel are the ones who don't. So what you're going to do right there is Tomahawk that poster by the warden's office, and then Afterlife yourself. That will open up a brand new portal. This is kind of like an homage to the Shawshank Redemption, by the way. And in this portal, you'll find this crack, and you can't see it, but there's a spoon right there. And if you hit it just in the right place, you'll hear the laugh. That means you can move on to the next step, which is to go to the cafeteria. So I'm on my way there. And you're going to use your Tomahawk to pick up the spoon in the cafeteria. And I'll show you exactly where that is.
A lot worse.
Okay, we're in the cafeteria. And the spoon's right on that table right there. And that's where you get the other number. Prisoner 101A, your number is up. So we got 872-101 and whatever Sal and Finn's numbers are. You just have to look at their uniform. And the numbers stay the same, too. You don't actually have to do the spoons as part of the Pop Goes the Weasel Easter egg, but we're doing the spoons in order to get the golden spork, which is another awesome thing to pick up, and it's very, very easy. What you're going to need to do is have all of your friends that you're playing with all go down to the cafeteria, all pick up that spoon with their tomahawk, and then all come up here and stir the blood in the bath like I just did there. And once you have done that, the person with... And you can either use the Acid Gat or the Vitriolic Withering, just as long as it's the Blundergat with some sort of acid functionality to it. And what you're going to do is you're going to go down into the laundry room. Eventually. There we go. There I am in the laundry room. And I'm going to speed this up. And it takes about a round or two. And you're just going to use the Acid Gat or the Vitriolic Withering, whichever one you have at the time. And you're just going to stay here and you're going to kill zombies until you hear that laugh again. So here we go, we just started round 18. We got our fuel cans back, so we're all trying to get our fuel cans. And I'm just killing off zombies left and right. Using nothing but the Withering. This is actually very easy to do. Alright, there's the laugh. Once you hear the laugh, you're going to go upstairs, back to the infirmary, and you're going to go back to that pool of, the bathtub full of blood that we stirred before with our spoon. And this time, out will come the golden spork. There it is.
Interesting.
And when you pick it up, it plays some very ominous music. And you'll see Buck in front of me. He'll swing it a couple of times, and you'll see that it's the golden spork. Golden spork is a one-hit kill, one-hit melee kill up until level 34. And all four of you can get it just as long as you have them throw the tomahawk at the spoon down there, stir it up, then the person with the acid gat does the thing downstairs, come back up and do whatever. Now I'm on Oscar. Oscar was over on the bridge by himself, and he just came back and he stayed over there for an entire round just to make sure it worked. And now he's going to throw his tomahawk into this lava pit, into that little hole there, and it disappears. It literally disappears. So what you're going to want to do, and only one person could do this, unfortunately, is after you've thrown it in there and it has disappeared, you wait till the next round to start, which you just did, and you go into Afterlife and go back to where the tomahawk is, and you will get yourself a Hell's Redeemer, the upgraded tomahawk. This is probably the most powerful weapon in the game. There it is. This thing's a one-hit kill on 5 zombies every time until God knows when. I mean, we were on round 36 and it was still going. And there you go, you can see that his tomahawk is blue now. And again, unfortunately, only one person can do this. But that's how you get the Hell's Redeemer. And now we're going to move on to the very last step. And it requires everybody to go over to the bridge at least 3 times. Actually, everybody doesn't have to go. Just one person at the most has to complete the cycle 3 times. And you'll know it works when these numbers are going crazy and ticking away. And this is pretty much the final step of the Easter egg. And this is where we're going to enter the prisoner numbers. So I'm going to go into Afterlife. And remember, when I picked up the Blundergat, it said 872. And when I picked up the spoon, it said 101. So we're going to enter both of those numbers. If I can get my bearings here. And down we go to the numbers. So 872. And they'll switch around and you'll hear like this brrr sound. And then 101. And they'll switch around. And then I gotta race back to my body real quick because I'm running out of afterlife. I've just barely made it back here. It's like, oh, there we go. Okay, finally made it back. Okay, and now I'll switch over to Oscar, who's going to do the other two numbers, which are on Finn and Sal's uniforms, which I can never remember. But he wrote them down, and he just kind of kept track of it. And let's fast forward a little bit until he gets to the point where he does it. Okay. So he's going to enter the last two numbers. Which are... Like I said, I never remember these ones. 386, okay. And... 4881. And I'll be quiet now. There's going to be headphones dropping everywhere, and you get to hear the whole story.
My name is Stanley Ferguson. I was a guard at Alcatraz from 1933 to 1942. Today, I'm going to give you some insight into one of the more interesting tales from the prison's history. Over the decades, Alcatraz has seen more than its fair share of daring escape attempts. However, few were as audacious as the one undertaken by 4 inmates on New Year's Eve, 1933. Thought to be the brainchild of an inmate by the name of Albert Arlington, the outrageous scheme was as unlikely as its mastermind. It's believed that Arlington, aka the Weasel, somehow convinced 3 other inmates that he had devised a foolproof plan to escape the rock. It was a plan that would see them literally taking to the skies on a makeshift aircraft of Arlington's own design. Just how the Weasel managed to convince these hardened criminals that such a plan was even possible remains a mystery to this day. What is known is that no such plane was ever built. Instead, the group's plans for freedom soon descended into bitter argument and infighting. With the plan falling apart, anger and frustration would ultimately lead to a brutal altercation between the misguided Arlington and his former co-conspirators. Armed only with makeshift weapons, Finn O'Leary, Sal DeLuca, and Billy Hanson lured the unsuspecting Arlington to the roof, where they intended to exact a bloody and violent revenge. And so it was here, beneath the dark and stormy winter skies, that the hapless Arlington met his grisly end, bleeding to death on the cold concrete roof. For their participation in the murder, the 3 collaborators were sent to death by electric chair. Justice came swiftly. On the morning of January 19th, 1934, the execution order was carried out.
Okay, and once you hear that laugh, that means that you are almost done. Basically, you're going to want to refuel the plane. You only need 1 person to go into afterlife. In this case, Oscar did. And what he's going to do is he's going to go up to the plane, and he's going to hit it like he's going to get on it. And what that'll do is it will send everybody else into afterlife and put them all on the plane. And here it is. This is Pop Goes the Weasel. There's no other secrets on Mob of the Dead that I know of thus far. I think we pretty much covered it all. If there's something new, of course, I will post another video. And as you're watching the end here, we're all going to crash land and revive ourselves out of the electric chairs this time. And you could either kill Weasel, and you'll get a message at the end if you kill Weasel that the cycle continues. And if Weasel somehow kills everybody else and survives, you will get the cycle is broken. And no matter what, instead of getting a game over, you will get a life over. So, with that, tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you think this was helpful. Like it, definitely, if you think it was helpful. And until next time, this is Lost Sandman R35 saying peace out. The cycle continues. See you next time, guys.